Alright guys, I have to admit that it's no easy task to surprise me in the way that Gamelab has just surprised me with this Tides of Madness Spotlight event, but credit given where credit is due, this mini Spotlight event is way better than I expected back when I heard of its existence on these update patch notes. Today I will be having a look into every single detail from this mini Spotlight, while I also explain to you all guys why is it so good despite of only featuring 2 cards. So with nothing else to say, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, this Spotlight is like all the previous ones when it comes to having a specifically designed interface with a set of colors that it's quite appropriate for the Cthulhu theme. The red and green details are perfect for Halloween, which is today, so all in all the devs have left nothing to chance. The main dish of this mini Spotlight is not the interface though, but the new track. New track you say? Yeah, because for this mini Spotlight, Scotland has been completely redesigned to match the Halloween vibe. There is a real-size Cthulhu figure placed in the middle of the sea, so conveniently that it seems like the sunken ship was left there because of it. Also, while playing this event, I got the chance to discover why the police cars are completely impossible to knock down through the game, regardless of the game mode you play. While playing the Cthulhu Spotlight, the police cars are intentionally invincible, and the only way of making sure they don't knock you down is by collecting the Cthulhu eyes that are placed on the track, which gives you the ability to become a ghost for a set amount of time, during which you can also knock down the police cars, which is quite appropriate. Oh, and by the way, I had all the cards required for this Spotlight maxed out, so the time advantage I have thanks to these cards being completely upgraded is quite significant, at least when compared to stock, so the cops are not a huge problem for me. However, the gameplay feels quite fun with the new Scotland theme, so I have to admit that I really enjoy driving on a track field with the details and the aura of Cthulhu. When it comes to progression, this Spotlight doesn't have a Spotlight pass, which is good, nor a special event structure, which is twice as good, meaning that with a no grind, you should be able to upgrade by quite a lot both the Lykan Neon Edition and also the Porsche Spyder, which appear in the shop every time you use one of the 4 refreshes you have every day. The key for the Lykan Neon Edition, however, is not available for free-to-play players, being placed inside a $20 bundle inside of the Spotlight shop. I have to admit that I expected something like that, but for once it has a somewhat decent price, so if you really focus on the Lykan Neon Edition, you could obtain many blueprints and basically all the 16 epic import parts required to gold max it out from this Spotlight alone, and either unlock it for a more or less reasonable price on the offer, or leave it virtually golden but locked until the key arrives, either through a special event or a burst of speed or something like that. The choice is yours. The Lykan Neon Edition is probably one of the funniest cars to drive of this entire game, being extremely floaty and with a decent top speed and nitro efficiency. It almost looks as if the somewhat mid acceleration doesn't matter as much. If you are a newcomer, this car will really pay off once you use it on both multiplayer and even Gauntlet, in case you don't have a ton of options, so overall it's a really solid option. In regards to the Porsche Spyder, however, it's a great car, well rounded, excepting for the drift, which is quite bad, but being completely honest, not totally useless, since at the end of the day you still have a huge nitro efficiency paired with a decent acceleration and a top speed, which is what makes this car as rounded as it is. Obviously, I would definitely recommend you all guys to focus on the Lykan Neon Edition over this Porsche, since it's a way more efficient way to approach this Spotlight, considering how the Lykan has way more to offer as an A-class car than the Porsche does as an A-class one. Unfortunately, you will have to truly prioritize one car over anything else, because this Spotlight only lasts for 8 days, which in a way makes sense since it only features 2 cars, unlike a normal one. So in general, and considering how it's not possible to obtain all the blueprints to max both cars from the store, I would rather focus on obtaining all the epic import parts that each car requires, since those are way rarer in the long run and will not be featured in packs as it's the case of the blueprints. I would not say that this is a bad Spotlight at all, considering the amount of rewards it offers for such a small amount of cars. Obviously, the time it's going to last is not enough to max both cars, but it's still quite good to gather all the epic import parts and some blueprints, since there are no Spotlight coins to do all of that due to the old Spotlight format it follows, where you can obtain unlimited Spotlight coin packs. I don't really mind if Gameloft wants to keep doing this kind of thing of making more small spotlight events like this one really. I have really liked it, up to the point where I obviously won't purchase the key of the Lykan since it's a car I already own, but I have got both the decal for the Lykan and the Porsche from the Spotlight store, and I regret absolutely nothing, just like I will do with any A or S-Class epic wildcard offers. If Gameloft released any, come on Gameloft, let me spend my money on some S-Class epic wildcards. I am so close to having a completely golden garage and you all are gatekeeping them for no reason. It's absolutely nonsensical. Anyways, I really hope you all guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop your likes, subscribe in order to not to miss anything about Asphalt Legends, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more content. Goodbye guys.
When tomato my friend